Hello my friends and welcome back to another video. Today is my February TBR. I know, a TBR. Who am I? What am I doing? Look, I'm trying very hard to do TBRs and to stick with them. Will it happen? I don't know, but I'm going to try. So I have two kind of themes going on in this TBR. February is Black History Month, so I am prioritizing some of the books that I have been wanting to read that are by Black authors. You should be diversifying your reading throughout the entire year, not just for 1 month. And the other half of my TBR is something I like to call bad romance. February has Valentine's Day, obviously, but I feel like, you know, with me being a horror thriller reader primarily, I feel like showcasing the bad parts of love and like the not so good parts of romance would be interesting for this month, and I think that mixing those two together just sounds like a lot of fun, and I don't know, I'm really excited. I have 10 books here. Will I read them all? You know, who knows? Maybe not. I don't know. But let's get into my TBR and I will show you some of the books that I am going to try to read for this month. Okay, first up are two books. I'm showing these two books because I'll explain in a second, but The Between by Tananarive Due and House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. So these two are actually the two choices I have for my Patreon book club right now. So everyone's voting on which one we're going to read. So that's why I put both of them in my TBR, because I'm not sure which one is going to be the winner for the book club, but I figure whichever one doesn't win, I'm just gonna read anyways because I'm really excited for both of these books. And I've actually read books by these authors before. I've read The Good House and then I read The Year of the Witching. Both were 5 stars, both were immaculate and just perfection. So I feel like these two I just can't go wrong with, and I'm really excited for them both. So I'm not too sure what this is about. Like I said, I already loved The Good House, so I'm kind of going in blind with this one, and I just want to experience it and have another Tananarive Due book to just experience and read. And then House of Hunger is about the main character who becomes a blood maid to the wealthy. So I think both sound incredible. I already love both authors, and I just think they're going to be great additions to my February TBR. Next up, we have a short story collection, and this is Betty Bites Back. I am so excited to have this. This was sent to me by Christy. Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate it so much. This cover is literally one of my favorite things I've ever seen in the entire world. On the back it says this is feminist fiction to frighten the patriarchy. 16 writers explore feminism in fantasy, science fiction, fractured fairy tales, historical settings, and the all too familiar chauvinist contemporary world. I feel like this kind of feels more of like a Galentine's Day read instead of Valentine's Day, but I still think it really fits with the bad romance kind of vibe. The cover is pink and red. It screams like Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, and I think it's just gonna be so much fun. I love short story collections, and I think this is going to be perfect for February. Next up, we have another author that I absolutely adore and love, and that is Creep by Jennifer Hillier. This is gonna be more of like a stalker story, which again, I feel like goes perfectly with the bad romance theme, but this is about a psychology professor who starts an affair with her grad student. She ends up ending their affair and then gets engaged to a really great man, but you know, the grad student has other plans. He's not so happy about the ending of their affair. I think this is going to be so good. I already know I love Jennifer Hillier's writing. I think she is so underrated and she just writes such good thrillers, and I think this one is no exception. I haven't even read it. I know I'm already jumping the gun on that, but I just know that I'm gonna have a good time with this one, and I think it fits the theme very well. Next up is one that I actually had on my February TBR of last year, and never read it because I'm really, really bad at reading books that I put on my TBR. We're not going to talk about it. I'm going to try again with this one, okay? And I have high hopes for it. This is Broken Hearts by R.L. Stine. I think it's going to be so perfect to just have an R.L. Stine Fear Street in here. I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. It'll be an easy read. Just break up all the like other books that I have going on if they're a little too dark or maybe a little too intense, if there is such a thing, and have something just a little bit more lighthearted. But basically this is about the girls of Shadyside High getting some really threatening and not so nice Valentine's Day cards. I love R.L. Stine. I just think that he is just so good at what he does. I think his stories are very silly and over the top and dramatic and cheesy, but I absolutely love that, and I think that is absolutely perfect for February. So I think this one's gonna be a lot of fun. The next book is also one that I had on my February TBR last year. We're not gonna talk about it, and I'm including it in this one too. I actually want to read this book, and that is Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana, I'm not sure which way the author pronounces it, Schwartz. And yes, I do have a Reese's Book Club sticker that's not really a sticker on the cover. How rude, because you're ruining the beauty that this is, but it's fine. It's fine. One, the cover, like I said, it's absolutely stunning. That's why I bought this one. It is a love story, but I feel like it's more of like a gothic romance with a little bit of mystery, maybe. At least that's what I've heard. So I'm really excited about this one. The sequel is actually coming out in February, so hopefully I like this one enough to pick up the sequel, and maybe I can even read the sequel in February. We'll see. This book is about the main character who gets kicked out of these lectures by this doctor because she is a woman. He says that if she can pass the medical examination on her own without any help, he will allow her to continue on with her medical career, which is just so nice of him. How nice. But she needs some help because she needs bodies to practice on, but luckily she knows just the guy who digs up bodies for a living. So I'm assuming they are going to be the ones with the romance. I think this one sounds really good. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm very interested. I don't know how I'm going to personally feel about this one. It doesn't necessarily sound like something I would love, and it is YA, so I'm just not sure. It could be really good. It could be a miss. I'm not sure, but I do want to finally read it and attempt it. Another author that I know I absolutely love, and that is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Yes, I am putting this book in my February TBR. I am so nervous to read this book. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I love Tiffany D. Jackson so much, and White Smoke is my favorite book by her and one of my favorite books of all time. I just love that book so much, and I know Monday's Not Coming is a fan favorite. I'm just really nervous that it's gonna be, I don't know, I'm nervous that it's not gonna live up to my expectations, or it's gonna surpass my expectations and utterly destroy me, soul-crushingly destroy me. I am worried about that. It could happen. It could happen, actually. It's a very likely possibility. So this is about the main character whose best friend goes missing and no one seems to care except for her. And I just think that this premise is going to be very intense. Not that Tiffany D. Jackson really shies away from those intense feelings and those intense subjects, so I'm not really surprised, but I just feel like this one could really destroy me, and I'm kind of worried about it, but I also think that I'm gonna absolutely love it, so that's why I'm going to try to attempt it in February and hope for the best, and hopefully it doesn't leave me shattered. Next up is These Ghosts Bleed by Christy Aldrich, and the cover is stunning. Look at how beautiful this book is. Look at how chunky it is too, though. Ugh, I'm always scared of a chunky book, but I think this one fits my bad romance theme very, very well, and I just think that it sounds really, really good. This book is about the main character whose wife just committed suicide, and he's very angry. He's grieving, but he's very, very mad about it. And he finds out that his wife was writing books without him knowing, and they were really, really good books. To seek revenge, he decides to take these books that she's written and pass them off as his own creations and say that he's the one that actually wrote them. But his wife, even though she is in the grave, is not going to let her husband get away with it. So this is going to be a story of revenge from the grave, and I just think it sounds so good, and honestly sounds like a main character who is utterly terrible, and so I think it's going to be fun to see the revenge enacted on him and see that he gets what he deserves. Hopefully he gets what he deserves, because it sounds like he needs a good dose of karma. So hopefully that's what this book is going to be about. Next up, we have a classic, and that is Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. Again, don't even know if that's how you say his name. Every time I see it, I just have to say it like that. I don't know if it's correct. I'm probably very wrong. But look at how beautiful this cover is of Carmilla. Oh, I love it. So beautiful. But this is the story that inspired Dracula, and since I am probably not going to attempt Dracula, I won't say ever, but in the near future I won't ever attempt Dracula, I think this is a good starting place for me, especially because I am trying to dive more into the world of vampires. And so this is going to be a steamy gothic romance with some sexual tension and vampires, which I'm very, very excited about. It's very short, very, very short, which is why I'm really excited about it as well, because I think it'll just be an easy read, especially with some of these chunkier books and a little bit more intense topics. Some of the books that I mentioned do have a lot of like more, you know, stuff going on in them. I feel like this one might be a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more just like fun, hopefully. I don't really know what to expect with this one, but I think it sounds good, and you know, I think it's a perfect fit for February. The last book is also one that I had on my February TBR last year. We're not talking about it, and that is Out of the Fire by Andrea Contos. I don't know anything about this book. I mean, like, I don't think I've heard very many people talking about this one. I do know that it is YA. It sounds really interesting, so I hope that I like it. This is about the main character who was kidnapped, and now after her kidnapping, she gets these letters from her kidnapper basically saying that he is watching her. He also tells her that he is going to come back for her, but the police tell her that there is nothing they can do about it. Surprise, surprise! So she ends up reconnecting with 3 of her old friends, and these friends want some revenge. They want to get revenge on the people that wronged them. And as things start getting a little bit more intense, the main character realizes that her kidnapper may be the only person that can help her. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect with this one. YA can be very hit or miss, so I hope this is more of a hit than a miss. I don't think I've ever read anything from this author. Again, never really heard anyone talking about this book, so I'm unsure if it's good. I don't really know, but it sounds like it could be good. It has the potential to be a good one, and I think that it fits the bad romance theme really well as well. Alright my friends, those are the 10 books that I am going to try to read in the month of February. I hope that I can actually read these. I really want to. They sound good, and they sound like they could be fun. I am trying to read books that have been on my shelves for a long time, because I'm trying to be better about the books that I have accumulated and that just sit here and don't get read. So I really do want to read these, and I really hope that I get to at least the majority of them, because I do think they sound really good, and I think they're perfect for February. So I am excited for them, Please let me know if you've read any of these and what you think about them. Let me know what you are most excited to read in February. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you like when I do TBRs, even though I may not read all the books that I put in them. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you don't mind that I don't read the books on my TBR and you will watch them anyways, and that way I can do them in the future, even though I might not read them. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. We can become friends, talk about books, horrifying books, thrilling books, romance books, manga, all that good fun stuff. And with that being said, I hope you are having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!